Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing the best new makeup of 2024. Out of everything that I tried this year, these are the top products. Just like I've done for the past few years, I'm doing Chanel separate, so my best and worst Chanel launches of 2024 video will be coming soon. I wanted to post this video quickly because Sephora is having their last big sale of the year. It is 20% off for all beauty insiders during their Gifts for All event. I will pop up the promo code, the dates, all of the information. Starts on the 6th, runs through the 15th. The big caveat, and this is very important, it is a one-time use coupon. So if you are thinking about any last minute gifts, any restocks that you forgot to pick up during the savings event, maybe you're looking for some home fragrance or skincare, whatever it might be, do not feel rushed. You don't have to purchase anything at all, but you certainly don't have to purchase the first day. You can only enter that promo code once at checkout, so make sure you've added everything you could possibly need to cart. It is also 30% off Sephora collection, and then on the 16th through the 24th, they're doing the Fragrance for All event again, which is 20% off all full-size fragrances. No minis, travel sprays, gift sets, no Chanel. That is one brand that is excluded. Only full-size fragrances, but you get 20% off, and again, you can only use that coupon code one time. We're starting with complexion products. I tried quite a few different primers, foundations in 2024, and there are some clear winners and standouts. In fact, my favorite is the newest addition to my collection, which is this Christian Dior stick foundation. This is really beautiful. Now, I do love a stick foundation, but it has the perfect finish, the perfect amount of coverage. I originally purchased shade 2.5N. I do think this is a little bit light, so I ended up picking up shade 3 as well. This will definitely work for now as my winter shade, but if I do sunless tan to go out somewhere, I want to make sure I have my true foundation shade on hand. I love how luminous and creamy it is. It blends beautifully on the skin. It sits really nicely. It doesn't look cakey or heavy. It doesn't cling to any dry patches. It's a beautiful stick foundation. I am so happy with this. Plus, I genuinely love the portability of a stick foundation. Like, this is what I took with me to Charleston for our trip, and it was easy to just throw in the bag, take it out, throw it in the drawer, and nothing happens to it. Another one of my favorite launches of the year took me by surprise. It's the One Size Beauty Turn Up the Base Full Beat Liquid Foundation. In this, I am wearing shade medium 10N. It's beautiful. It is very thin, very perfecting on the skin. So to me, it definitely comes across as a full beat, full face of makeup, but it's more of a medium coverage. I think you could probably build it up, but when applied with a sponge in particular, I think it looks very effortless, very flawless. Beautiful finish. This would be more special occasions, date nights, weekends, holiday parties, when you're getting really dressed up, doing a full face of makeup. That style of foundation, but I loved it more than I expected to. And then my final foundation favorite that I still wouldn't necessarily rush out the door to purchase right away is this Anastasia Beauty Balm. This is the Serum Boosted Skin Tint. I have this in shade 9. This is the perfect no makeup. You're running out the door. You just want a little quick something on the skin. You're not doing a full face of makeup type of balm. Very sheer coverage. The only reason why I say I wouldn't necessarily rush out to purchase is because you probably already have a skin tint, so you don't necessarily need to grab another one. But once you go through the skin tints that you already have, if you're interested in trying it out, I would recommend it. And then after properly testing these out, I would say they fall into the good, not great category. I still really like them. I don't necessarily have anything bad to say about them. They're not terrible products, but I wouldn't say they're annual favorites. They're certainly not best of the best. This Urban Decay foundation, this is the Face Bond 15 light medium warm. I like this. I loved this the first time I wore it. It wasn't until I went back and revisited a few times that I realized that it can be quite dry on the skin. It's self-setting and it is incredibly matte. I would only wear this on certain occasions. I still think it's really beautiful. I stand by my recommendation, but is it a best of the year? I don't think so. The same thing is kind of true about this Huda Beauty Easy Blur foundation. I also found this to look a little bit dry the more I used it. So maybe my skin was in a good place the first time I tried it, so I thought it was really great. But then when I went back and tried to use it again, it just started flaking and just looking overall a little bit too dry for my liking. Not bad, I'll use it up. I just wouldn't say it's one of the best foundations of the year. And the viral, controversial Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint, I don't hate it. In fact, I really like this, but the truth is I have not gotten that much use out of it. I purchased in 2 different shades. I went with my foundation shade and then this bronzer shade. This is 12 Tan Medium. It looks really beautiful as a bronzer, but I think this is more of a primer product. It's just not something that I'm likely to use as a skin tint. If I want a beautiful sheer skin tint with a little glow, this Anastasia Beauty Balm is perfect and it's not too shiny. This is beautiful. It leaves a very gorgeous glow and luminosity to the skin, but that's something that I would prefer to be in my primer. If you want that effervescent lit from within glow, I would recommend the Dior Forever Glow Star Filter instead. This is really beautiful because it's a liquid. I think it's maybe a little bit more versatile as well because you can use this as a primer. And it has decent coverage. This is shade 3. So I could go in with just this, do a little concealer, a little bronzer, maybe a little bit powder, and achieve the same effect. But I can also mix this directly into my foundation. I can mix it into a liquid blush, a liquid bronzer. I can mix it into my concealer. I truly love the result of both products, but if I had to choose one favorite, I would say go with the Dior. I don't want to be dramatic, but Natasha Denona has single-handedly ruined concealers for me. If you are going to purchase any product during the Gifts for All event and you haven't tried the Natasha Denona concealer yet, this should be the one thing that you pick up. I know it didn't launch in 2024. I was dragging my feet. I was trying to be responsible and low buy. I am so happy I finally picked this up because it truly is the best concealer. I've gone through phases. For a while, it was the Pat McGrath Labs concealer. I was restocking it time and time again. I've been currently using the Fenty concealer because it's almost done. I'm trying to declutter it. Once I go through more concealers, I will not be restocking them. I think this will be the only formula that I restock for the foreseeable future. I feel so strongly about this concealer. Not only does it have incredible coverage, it's very brightening, it gives flawless, smooth and creamy. It doesn't crease, it doesn't get crepey or dry. It just looks truly flawless beneath the eye. Whatever she did, she cracked the code with this concealer. It is perfection. I think it's safe to say 2024 was the year of blush. There were so many new blush launches this year, which we'll get to in a second, but we did have a handful of new bronzers as well. A lot of these liquid, dewy, serum-y formulas. This was very popular. Like this Cali Ray Sun Drip Skin Boosting Peptide Serum Bronzer. This looks really pretty. I think I used it maybe 2 times and then it went in the drawer, never to be touched again. I think I have similar products. It's close to the Makeup by Mario, which is actually my favorite of all of these types of bronzers. So this just doesn't really get picked up because I now prefer the Makeup by Mario. I have both shades of the Say Beauty Dew Bronze. This is Swim and Spritz. I tried them both. I liked them, but I don't think I'm a huge fan of the serum-y liquid bronzer. Again, I love the Makeup by Mario, which would be included in my all-time favorites list of 2024. I was looking for it. I saw it on my vanity earlier today. When I went to grab it to film this video, it disappeared. So I've temporarily misplaced it, but the Makeup by Mario is my favorite. I wear that a lot when I'm just running out the door. If I'm doing like an Anastasia Beauty Balm type of day where I just want a teeny tiny bit of makeup, maybe I'm running errands, running to the doctors, nothing crazy. I like to put a little bit of that bronzer on, maybe a little concealer, fluff up my brows, get out the door, and I think it looks so natural on the skin. Maybe I just prefer the pump to the Doe Foot Wand applicator. It's not that these are bad products, they're just not favorites. I don't think you need to rush out to purchase these. These are more creamy, liquid, bronzy products that I tried this year. They're nice, nothing bad to say about them. I wouldn't say they're all-time favorites. You have to try this right now. Other than Makeup by Mario, my second favorite bronzer launch of the year is this YSL Compact. Now, it's very thick and chunky, and I don't think you get a ton of product for the price. The packaging is a little bit too bulky. I wish this was refillable considering it's so beautiful to look at. The All Hours Hyper Bronze, I have no idea why they didn't just make refills so that people could hold on to their giant, heavy, compact, tiny little pan in the center, but it looks so gorgeous on the skin. It's very blurring. The perfect shade, the perfect finish. It's a nice satiny texture, so it doesn't look too glowy, which can sometimes end up looking patchy, and it's also not too matte, which can sometimes end up looking muddy on the skin. So I think the formula itself is really incredible. In 2025, I'm going on a strict no buy when it comes to blush. I expect you all to hold me accountable. Don't even tempt me. Don't ask me about any new blush launches. There's always a bit of a pendulum in new beauty, so I feel like because there were so many blushes launched in 2025, in 2026 it will probably swing over to bronzers or highlighters or something different. I did try some of the new formulas, and these are my two favorites. I love this Armani Luminous Silk Cheek. This is a liquid blush, but it's not like those super sheer serum-y blushes that so many brands launched. I find it hard to get really excited about that style of formula. They're okay, they look pretty, they kind of disappear. They just don't really move the needle for me. Whereas this is somewhere in between. It's not quite as pigmented as the Rare Beauty blushes, but it's a lot more pigmented than some of the serum blushes like the YSL formula. This is shade 41. I think it's Daring Red. It's bold, it's beautiful. It gives you that perfect sun-kissed, lightly sunburnt cheek that is so fresh, summery. It's very youthful and fun. This was really the only shade that truly stood out to me. I'm sure the others are gorgeous on the skin as well, but the red is a bit more unique. I do have red blushes, but not a red liquid intense blush like this. I also really liked these Hourglass blushes, these two shades in particular. This is Whim, the perfect everyday warm pink, and Craft, more of a berry sort of cranberry blush. These are on the serum-y side, so they blend really effortlessly. They look very natural on the cheek. They're very wearable, easy everyday, throw on, tap it on with your fingers type of blushes. I'm pretty positive that every year the Hourglass ambient lighting palettes make my best of, and 2024 is no exception. I purchased all three. They're all really beautiful. I was able to make them work with my skin tone. This was the Evil Eye palette. I think all three color stories were really gorgeous. I certainly wouldn't recommend purchasing all three like I did. I really like the blushes in this palette. I think this is the one that I'm gonna get the most use out of, but all three are absolutely gorgeous. Next, we have some eyeshadow favorites to talk about. These Patrick Ta duos. The Major Dimension Eye Illusion eyeshadow duos, I picked up Talk to My Team and We Need Better Lighting. They're beautiful. I wish I didn't love them at $42 each, but they are absolutely stunning. And with the 20% discount, or if you purchase directly from Patrick Ta, I think he had a welcome 15% off. They were giving away all sorts of gifts. If you get some extra goodies, a discount, I do think they are absolutely stunning and worth the money. Of the two I picked up, I think this one is my favorite. This is We Need Better Lighting. This beautiful gold and pearly shade up here. They have a translucent base beneath the sparkle, so when you apply it directly to your skin, it just makes your skin look insanely luminous. It's gorgeous in bright light and natural sunlight. It's just very dazzling, fairy dust, like sent from heaven makeup. It's so pretty. For something a little bit deeper, smokier, vampier, I really like this Makeup Forever palette. This is the Artist to Go 606 Wherever Walnut. This is fall in a palette, and it's 6 shades. It's perfectly condensed. It's sort of everything you need to create a soft smoky, a wearable smoky. These shades remind me of velvet. It just feels like fall in a palette, and it's not overwhelming. Love the quality of these shadows. This is a no-brainer. Out of all of the eyeshadows I tried in 2024, these surprised me the most. I would say this is the standout. It's from Anastasia Beverly Hills, their holiday collection. This is Sugar. I filmed a video using this palette. This one I have not talked about yet. I took it with me to Charleston, and this makeup was so stunning. This is the Spice palette, the mini eyeshadow. If you were to pick up any eyeshadow palette, this should be the one if you like sparkle. There are a few mattes in there. The metallic shades is what makes this so amazing. This shade right here, this kind of pink, this almost reminds me of the Patrick Ta eyeshadow. It's so dazzling, so sparkly. It applies so creamy, so seamlessly. It was so easy to blend. I remember really loving the Anastasia of Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes years ago when they were really popular. Since then, I haven't really thought about them in a while, so I wasn't really sure what to expect whenever I tried these. I was honestly thinking of just giving them away and not trying them, and selfishly, I'm so glad I didn't do that because I love this, and it's the perfect size. 9 eyeshadows, it's nice and slim, it's not going to take up a ton of space in my collection. I'll use it for travel, I'll use it on a daily basis. It's so perfect. These are the shades that I wear. This is the perfect palette for me. You can do a soft, easy, everyday eye. You can also do smoky. You can do sparkly. You can do everything with this small, versatile palette. It's perfect. It's hard to mess up a highlighter. They're almost always stunning, but I picked up a few different formulas, a few different highlighters this year, but this is my favorite. The Gucci highlighter has been my everyday highlighter since the launch, basically. I've gone back and forth between a few different shades. This is the Frosted Lilac 02. This is a really interesting color. The Warm Gold is the one that I've been using on a daily basis. The Sunset Gold I was using for a while. I kind of go back and forth between the Sunset Gold and the Warm Gold. They're beautiful. Sometimes I just use my finger, sometimes I use a brush. I love the putty, creamy gel texture. It is a powder, but it doesn't feel like a powder. And the way it applies to the skin, it's so sheer and so transparent beneath that it's very natural, and you can always build them up. They're very skin-like, so it doesn't emphasize any texture. It just looks really creamy. It looks like your skin is just glowing when you're in the light. And then when you turn out of the light, it doesn't dim or become dark or cast sort of a muddy shadow on the face the way some highlighters can do. So of all of the highlighters I tried, I picked up the Dior Holiday Highlighter, the Chanel Holiday Highlighter. They're stunning. I love them because they're holiday highlighters, but if I had to choose just one, it would definitely be the Gucci. You know, the last step is always lips, so finally I have some lippy favorites to mention. I feel the same way about lipsticks as I do about blushes. I'm both overwhelmed and content with my current collection, so I haven't purchased or tried that many new lippies this year. I do really love the new Hourglass lip liners. I use these all the time. You see me talk about them in a lot of my videos. Expose 1, Tempt 3 is one that I use a lot. Uncover 4 is this one, Tempt. Flaunt number 2, Tempt number 3, I remember that one by name. These are all in the nudie, nude pink, nude brown family. I sort of change them out on a regular basis, but all of them are gorgeous. They're very creamy. I also really like the new Dior lip liner formula. They must have tweaked it. I don't remember the original formula, but I know they're new lip liners. I couldn't tell you what the difference is, but I am very happy with the 2 new lip liners. Oop, this one needs to be sharpened. I am really happy with the 2 that I picked up. I purchased Nude Look, and then this is 218 Rose Rose. I would say of the 2, the Rose is my favorite. It is the perfect everyday Your Lips But Better shade. Gorgeous. I can't resist a good lip balm. I'm pretty loyal to my Laneige, both the glowy lip balm and the lip sleeping mask, as well as the Summer Fridays. But I also really like this new Ole Henriksen Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. They feel really nice on the lips. They're very shiny, but then they have peptides to help plump and smooth all of the lines. This is Creme Brulee. This is the newer flavor that I picked up. I also have strawberry. That one is really nice. It's a very sweet, realistic strawberry. I think the flavors or the scents that they use in these are really good. My 2 favorite bullet lipstick launches of 2024 would have to be the Valentino Buttery Matte Lips because they're matte but still very buttery and creamy feeling on the lips. They don't accentuate lines. So this I love. And then these YSL Candy Glaze Sticks. These are lipstick, lip gloss, lip treatment all in one. This is my perfect product. I love a glossy lip. I love to feel hydration on my lips. So these sort of do it all and they have a really shiny finish. The only other product that I don't have here to mention, I couldn't find it in my drawer, is a mascara. My favorite mascara that I tried this year was actually just the L'Oreal Panoramic. It is an incredible drugstore mascara. I think you can pick it up at Target for maybe 12 bucks. That mascara truly rivals a lot of my top luxury mascaras. Hands down the best new formula that I tried this year. I don't really have a go-to current favorite mascara at the moment, and I have to tell you, an update to my beloved Tower 28 mascara, the Make Waves, which I've talked about incessantly in all of my videos. The first tube I purchased, I think I purchased it. It could have been sent to me. It was amazing. Holy Grail mascara. I thought, that's it. I don't need to try any other mascaras. This is the one. It is perfect. It separates, it lengthens, it gives me volume. It does everything I want my mascara to do. So of course, I restocked it as soon as I ran out. The second tube was immediately gloopy and sort of flaky and thick. And every time I took the wand out of the tube, it just felt like it was pulling up a ton of the product. It was getting really thick at the end of the tube, but I also felt like it was flaky a little bit whenever I went to apply it. I finished that mascara, so now I'm kind of torn. I kept using it and I didn't really mention it because I thought, well, maybe it just needs a couple weeks. You know how sometimes mascara is actually better once you've had it and you've been using it for a couple months? It never got better. I kept waiting and waiting and waiting for it to hit its sweet spot. So now it's a toss-up 50-50. I don't know whether most of the Make Waves mascaras are like the first tube I had, which was excellent, or if the majority of them are actually like the second tube and not as good. I'm currently rotating between a few different formulas in my drawer. I like what I'm using, but I don't have that one go-to holy grail mascara anymore. I probably need to just restock my original Gucci mascara that I loved so much. And that basically does it. Besides all of my Chanel favorites, which we will save for another video, those are all of my favorite product launches of 2024. Of course, regarding holiday collections, I loved everything Guerlain came out with. The Dior holiday collection was beautiful. But I think those pieces are standouts and they're so special because of the packaging more than anything else. Like, I don't see myself getting a ton of use out of that Guerlain eyeshadow palette, but I still think it is one of my most prized possessions because it's bejeweled and so beautiful. Same thing with the lipstick and the bronzer. They're beautiful pieces, but that is more a holiday exclusive. So that completes my list of the best makeup launched in 2024. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I can't wait to hear all of your favorite products. What were the standouts for you this year? Hits, misses, sound off down below in the comment section. We will keep the conversation going there. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything will be tagged directly to the video and listed down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.